Hey everyone, Margaret Brown, CEO and founder of socializela.com. Excited to be here with you today on a very important topic, mental health. May was Mental Health Awareness Month, and I had meant to go live about the subject and just did not get around to it. So, and that is actually part of mental health in itself is setting realistic boundaries and being okay if sometimes the outcome needs to look a little bit different. Maybe it's not the way you expected, and so on and so forth. So, and the fact that I can do that, I will tell you, is something that I have learned to go with the flow and to be a little gentler on myself. And but yes, so I did intend on doing this last month, and here I am now in June doing this. So I wanted to be super transparent with you because I think that will help us in what I'm about to talk to you about. Sorry, I'm also going live on Instagram, and Instagram is messing with me. So give me a second while I say hello to the Instagram audience. Hi, Margaret Brown here, CEO and founder of Socialize LA, and we are going to be talking about business owners and mental health. And this is something that's very near and dear to me. I want to also preface that I am not a medical doctor. I am not a psychologist. I am not in any way qualified besides being a business owner who does everything that I can to promote mental health for myself and for those around me. And so I wanted to really keep this geared towards business owners, but for those of you who are professionals who work, I always say, even in the same token, if you take care of someone, if you're a caretaker, I mean, really anything that you do that is work requires you to find boundaries and to have good habits, self-care habits. Of course, a lot of the people that I speak with and work with are women business owners, and women business owners are very unique in that they are business owners, and they also generally, not saying every single one of them, but generally, they are also the caretaker for aging parents and children. So women business owners, I like to say, are the busiest people out there. I'm sure there are people who would like to, who would maybe want to go head to head with me on that, but I'm just saying. So why is mental health awareness important? So mental health awareness is important because as people, we tend to do so much. And again, these are very generalized statements. So that's just like a blanket. But, do a checkup on yourself. If you are constantly feeling anxious, or you're constantly feeling like you're falling behind, or you're constantly feeling doubt or anger or fear, like, you want to check in on yourself. And this is the meaning of mental health. Mental health awareness is the recognition that our psychological well-being is an important part of our own health, productivity, happiness, as well as the well-being of our communities. And so checking in on yourself to find out, this is what I would do. Okay, this is how I check in on myself. When's the last time I did something that I loved? Am I sleeping? Am I eating? Am I being the best to my body and to myself? For a long time, the answer to that last question was no. I basically was eating anything I wanted and just kind of just living one day at a time, but at the same time, not thinking about the consequences of just not taking care of my physical body, not being consistent in working out and in, taking care of my body. And it's actually years of doing that really has taken a toll. So about 9 months ago, I completely shifted everything. That's another talk for another day. But in order to change my physical habits, it was like it all was a mindset first. And I had to mentally prepare that, okay, Margaret, what you eat now is different. What you do now in your spare time is different. And that change, although it was difficult at first, I was excited, but at the same time, it was a life change for me. It ended up being the best thing I ever did. And so I also don't drink any alcohol. So that's another plus, because of course with alcohol comes, all these other things, but this is not intended to say, hey, you need to change your eating habits. Hey, limit or completely take out alcohol out of your diet. That is not why I'm here. I want to bring the attention to the table for business owners that we need to take care of ourselves. And I know, we sit in, for those of you who are in NABO and NLBWA, we do hear from awesome speakers who do talk to us about self-care, but it's that application and that execution where it really counts. And so I want to give you a few steps that you can take. But, you think about the things that go through your mind, and you have, every day as a business owner, you wake up to, okay, are my clients happy? Is work getting done? Are my employees showing up? Are my employees doing what they're supposed to do? Are my employees happy? Where's the new business going to come in? Okay, what's cash flow like this week? Where are we on our goals? Where are we on our projections? Like, there's just so much that goes through. How are we serving the community? How are we giving back? These are all the things that go through my head. And I know that, I'm on one level in my business, and then I know, my peers have even, triple, quadruple, and 100 times what I deal with. And so, and I see people going here and there, and, having the weight of the world on their shoulders. And we have to stop and say, okay, how do we just like get back to, this is what we're doing. We're confident in this. We can't do everything all at once. And just being a little more calm. That's how I like to address it. It's like, what has me racing? What has me anxious? Then I need to address that and say, okay, is this something real, or is this something that I am foreseeing could be a problem, or am I just making a mountain out of a molehill? Et cetera, et cetera. So again, the mindset, and I know I'm talking about a lot of different things, but as business owners, what I'm saying is accurate. And these are things that we deal with on a daily basis. So one way to stay, to just get your mental health right is, I hope all of us have a buddy or a network or a mastermind, people that we can talk to about business and where we're at in business. I know that I have, I'm a member of two organizations, NABO, the National Association of Women Business Owners, and the NLBWA, National Latina Women Business Association. And so within those two organizations, I have the support I need to either show up to workshops and get fed and to hear and to learn. And then I've also created relationships where I can really, talk to people who have been through it, and maybe who can shed some light on what my next step should be, or to just bounce ideas off of. So your support network is super important. Another thing that we actually helps us, I don't know about you, but I've been in positions where I have allowed my schedule to be dictated by the emails that I got, or the calls that I got that came in, text messages that came in, and no more. I mean, I have to have boundaries. Otherwise, I will work 24/7. And so, but then you think as a business owner, yeah, but I want to be on top of it. And sure, we definitely want to be on top of it, but at the same time, at what cost? So I recommend creating a schedule, creating boundaries for ourselves. So maybe in the morning, if the first thing you do is grab your phone, I am trying to break that habit, friends. So if anyone has a magic wand for that one, I'll be super transparent to say that is something that I am trying to break out of. I do not want to read my email before I look at myself in the mirror, or get a drink of water, or just have a moment to just pray and meditate. I mean, I don't want to do that, but that's another thing that we do. And I'm telling you, if you do a Google search, there's a million reasons why we should not do that. So I want to encourage us to find ways to create boundaries. And also, you don't have to just completely change your current schedule. Little habits change at a time is a great start. It's a great progress. So maybe you start with something small, but creating those boundaries, it doesn't take you away from your work. It actually will elevate you when you get into work. So when I don't look at my phone the first thing, now, not every day is a fire when I look at my phone. Sometimes I look at my phone in the morning and I see someone say, "Hey, Margaret, we want to go ahead and we want to work with you. We want you to be our marketing department." Or, invoices are paid. I mean, there's not always bad news, but it doesn't matter. Business needs to start when the business day starts for me. And to be honest with you, I've said this a couple of times, that some days my work day does not start until 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I stop at around anywhere between 8 and 10, depending on what type of work I'm doing that day. So creating that schedule for yourself, and you're thinking, well, what do you do between, when you wake up and 12 o'clock? So I don't sleep until 12 o'clock. There's nothing wrong with that. That's where you are. But I like to just have my own time, whatever that is, whether I have to go to Target or work out, or just hang out and talk to my husband, or talk to my grandma on the phone. I mean, there's a million things that I can be doing. And so set that schedule and follow it. Find a morning routine that you love. I would love for you to share your morning routine, because I am really looking for the perfect morning routine. I think I have one written down that I like now, but it's been hard for me to actually do it. So again, any help with that would be awesome. Find relaxation techniques that serve you. So if you enjoy taking a walk in the middle of the day to just get grounded, that's awesome. Listen to your favorite music, talk on the phone to your grandmother, or your mother, or your father. Finding something that will just relax you. I know throughout my career as a business owner, one of the things that has really served me has been text messaging with my friends, because we don't talk about work, but we are just laughing. We're, talking about inside jokes. We're sending funny memes. We're just making each other laugh. And I remember my friend Samantha told me, when I first started my company, I said, I couldn't have done this without you. And she probably doesn't even remember this, but I'll remind her. And she said, she said, I didn't do anything. I did nothing for you when you started your business. But I said, all of the text messages and just the fun and the joy that we get from just being around each other helped me, because it just helped me to reconnect with my why. And so yeah, finding something that helps you to relax. People like to be in a dark room. I know here, this is my office here in Costa Mesa, California, and sometimes I'll walk by different offices and people will have the lights out, and they're just sitting there, and their computers off, and I know that they're getting quiet time. And it always impresses me when I see people taking the time that they need to recharge so we can be who we need to be. I mean, trust me, I am just like you. I want to show up as my best every time someone works with me. I know that doesn't happen all the time, but I really do want to show up as my best self. And I know that my best self needs to be re-energized. I am an introvert, and so by nature, it is very important that I spend time by myself to re-energize. I spend a lot of time alone, and it's just the way it needs to be. But then I also spend a lot of time socializing, whether it's on the phone, on the computer, or with my team in person, or my family, or my church community, my friends. I mean, so I definitely have my social component, but I do need that time, and I know that about myself. So what do you know about yourself that you might also need? Now, again, I don't want to push the topic of physical health. I really don't, because there's just a lot around that topic. I know that personally. But I will say that if you are definitely not physically healthy, and I'm not talking about, ailments and things out of your control, but if you need to drink more water, or you need to get out and walk, let's say your steps are at 2,500 a day, maybe you want to start pushing for 5,000. Again, that's a big step. And the other part of mental health is to not feel pressure. And so I don't want you to feel pressure, but I can speak from experience that getting out and moving my body, drinking more water, cutting my calorie count has completely changed my life and has really stimulated my mind mentally. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. So, as business owners, we sometimes tend to also take on too much. So being able to spot the moments in time where you need to say no, that's also a very good practice. So saying no to those things that are not going to, they just don't fit. Maybe it's not a no forever, but like they say, it's just a no right now. As business owners, especially if you start real small, you tend to take on all of the work on yourself, because why delegate when you know that you can do it, and no one's going to do it like you can do it. I have learned the hard way that we have to delegate. That has been like probably the top 3 reasons why I sleep so soundly at night. I have an incredible team that supports the company, not just me. This is our company. They support the company and our clients, and they care, and it's just really great. Being organized is also a huge part of just being able to feel mentally like zen, prepared, relaxed. Being organized, because if you're organized, then you always know that things are getting done the way they need to, have processes in place don't neglect any important elements of your business, like finances or, your quarterly tax payments, because all of that just will raise stress. So making good financial decisions. I take a lot of risks in my business. And one of the recent risks has been to hire 2 amazing people before I actually needed them. And, that's always like what comes first. But I knew that, we're growing, that we are serving more and more clients, and I want our clients to get the best experience. And so hiring these 2 amazing people will only make me more confident as I'm out selling, but they'll also be so ready. They'll know our processes, they know the lay of the land. And so now when we bring on new clients, we're ready to receive them. This goes back to high school. But I need to stay out of the drama. So whenever there's drama happening, whether it's, wherever it is, business-wise, just keep me out of it. And I remember, am I going to share this? Yes, I am going to share this because I think it's important. So I had a friend, and she was a friend in business, a colleague, and I really loved her. She was awesome. And I remember about a year into knowing her, every time I would mention someone like, I'm having lunch with this person, or I saw this person at an event. They're awesome. We may do business together. My friend would always say, watch out for them. Watch out for every time I mention someone. And me being naive, I said, okay, wow. Thank goodness, crisis averted. Well, finally, after about 2.5 years of friendship, I saw some things going on, and I thought, oh my gosh, it wasn't all those people, because I actually did do business with one of the people that, this person had warned me about, and they were a pleasant person. They paid their bills on time. They were amazing to work with. They just were so polite and fun. And I said that, this hasn't been my experience with them. And then I realized that it was my friend who was causing the rifts with these other people. And so it's where the drama is, I exit out of it because I have no time for that. I have 0 time for that. And yes, people can be mean. Yes, people can have very poor business tactics. I can count on 2 fingers how many people have ever tried to not pay their retainer or their bill, or which is great, but that's because I really try to work with people who I trust as well as I want them to trust me. But anyway, I just said that to say, where the drama is, walk away. And if you are bringing the drama, if everywhere you go there's drama, then maybe it's like, let's all look inside. What am I bringing to the table? I'm bringing a little discord. I'm bringing a little drama. But that's not going to be solved by me saying that on this live right now. I know that for a fact. But life is too short to do that. That's how I feel. I like to pick my battles, I guess, as they say. And so work and business, and although it is a very huge part of my life, it is definitely only a portion of my life. And the energy that it gets is the amazing work that me and my team do. But I am not creating any more work based on, trying to create issues or problems, wherever I go. And you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? Just look around, I just want to get in, do a great job, do the work, and, come back in whenever I need to. I think that's just the best way to do business. And yes, so let's move on. Okay, so, it's your mindset is really important, and all of this really goes to mindset. And, as we're talking about, being our healthiest self mentally. And so mindset is super important, but I know that sometimes we're just, our life experiences make us the way that we are. And sometimes it's harder to have a positive outlook right away. Sometimes it takes us a minute, or we are just too realistic to a fault, or we are positive to a fault, negative to a fault. But at the end of the day, I think it's the way that I can kind of sum this up for all of us is, if what you are dealing with does not help you achieve your goal, achieve your why, then is it important? So if you don't know your core values, so my core values are faith, family, and personal development. Those are the 3 guiding aspects of who I am. So when I am fulfilling those buckets, I am really, really good when I'm moving forward. Now, you might be thinking there's no work in there. It doesn't say work. No, but my work, I work. I'm an adult in California. So work is a part of my life. So with work, I am constantly personal developing myself. And then also I'll get online and, right now I'm going live to all of my social media channels. And so hoping that something that I've learned along the way can support someone else. And that is also part of my personal development, is to inspire others. And so if something is not serving the main goals, and this is not a selfish thing at all, but there's only so much of me, right? We're a whole, and there's only so many parts of us that we can give away. And so again, just realign. And if you're in a situation where there's turmoil, whether it's a bad client, a client that needs to be fired, whether it's an employee that needs to be let go, or a organization that you're a part of or you sit on the board of that is toxic and no longer serving you, or you just your hands are tied, then you need to get out. One of those, you need to cut it off, because it has no place in our worlds, because it just causes more problems. I mean, I think in almost 13 years of business, so let's just say 12. In 12 years of business, I have had to fire 3 clients. And those are the types of clients that when you see their email come in, or they're calling you and you see their name on caller ID, you kind of get up and run, or you just you get a weird feeling in the pit of your stomach. When that happens, okay, this may not be working out. So trusting your instinct, acting fast, knowing yourself, sticking to your boundaries, knowing your core values, that will help you in your journey. So again, I started by saying I am not a doctor or a mental health professional. I am a business owner who is constantly seeking for, or just checking in with myself to make sure that I'm all right. I'm not overstressed. A little stress is okay. That makes things exciting. taking risks, that can give you a little anxiety. But to me, that's fun. That's part of, being in business. That's the element that I really love about business, because as a business owner, this is a challenge. Your business is like a living and breathing element. And so what you do to feed it, to grow, or to, whatever you want to do with it, takes decisions and takes moves and takes nutrients and all of that stuff. So a little is good, but check in on yourself. This is all because it was mental health awareness. We have a few clients that we put together mental health awareness blogs and email blasts and social media posts. And so I thought, wow, business ownership and mental health is a really important topic. And so if you have any questions or comments on anything that I mentioned, please DM me. I always am happy to, to talk about topics like this. We're all in this together. I know that's such a cliche, but it really is true if we'll let it. I am excited about the rest of this year. As you know, Socialize LA is a full service marketing agency as well as training and consulting. And we love what we do. We're only getting better. And I just want to thank the team. They're phenomenal. And all of our clients who trust us to be their marketing department. And of course, our members who allow us to guide them and teach them through their marketing journey. So thank you for being here with me today. And I really, truly wish you the best on your mental health journey.